What's going on, everybody? This is MaxTheCatfish, and today I want to look at a new game out by YouthCat Studio and published by Gamera Game. It's called Dyson Sphere Program. This video I'm going to be talking about what the game's like, how it compares to other games in the genre, and whether it's worth your time. Spoiler alert, it absolutely is. Let's jump into it. Dyson Sphere Program is a single-player factory builder on this galactic scale. I'm not sure I've even seen a game like this with the same scope as DSP before, but the game's universe feels massive. You pilot Icarus, a mech designed to gather and build resources and the equipment necessary to build a Dyson sphere. This is the gargantuan construction that envelops an entire star, and it converts the energy from the star to power a galactic civilization. Just like other games in the genre, you're going to mine minerals, you're going to set up production chains, you'll create trade networks, all in effort to your primary goal: blacking out the sun. In a way, that sounds kind of evil, doesn't it? If you've played games like Factorio or Satisfactory, then many of the game's concepts are going to feel similar to you, albeit with a different sense of scale. You place miners on resources, you'll transfer raw materials to be processed into more advanced components, and you'll progress through the game's already extensive tech tree. Technology is unlocked very similarly to Factorio, where you manufacture colored cubes that generate technology research as they're consumed by your research stations. And each technology unlocks new buildings and components for you to manufacture. If this sounds boring to you, well, it might be to some. But the challenge of the game is in designing new and more efficient methods of producing more and more complex production chains, and I get a really big kick out of that. I've played everything from FPSs to strategy games and RTSs to factory builders, and this is a very different challenge than you'll experience in most other games, but it can be incredibly rewarding to take a look back at everything that you've built up to that moment and see all the steps that you went through to get there. It's really cool and rewarding at the end. Unlike Factorio, the game is experienced in third person, and it features a third dimension, which not only means you can stack conveyor belts and buildings, but you can also experience your growing mega factory up close, which gives you this incredible sense of scale, almost like a tilt-shift video game. Several reviewers have called DSP Factorio meets Planetary Annihilation, but I think it's more apt to describe it as Factorio meets Super Mario Galaxy. Heck, even Luma follows you around while you build stuff around your planet. And this might be the core selling point of Dyson Sphere Program as it relates to its predecessors. It just looks beautiful. Until the announcement of Satisfactory, Factorio was probably the most prominent and successful example of a factory builder game. But I've heard countless times that viewers were turned off by its gritty and sometimes drab aesthetic. And that's where DSP, and no doubt the source of its visual inspiration, Satisfactory, aim to change perceptions of the genre. Factory games can be beautiful, futuristic, hopeful. They can be funny. DSP is at least 3 of these. I'm not sure that the creators of Dyson Sphere Program can top the amazing community building and feeling that Coffee Stain Studios has managed to accomplish with Satisfactory, but that doesn't mean they're not going to try. They already have an English-speaking community management team of 3 people and thousands of users in their Discord community already. YouthCat has this astonishingly well-polished game for an early access release, and despite the memes, 99% of the grammatical and spelling mistakes in the game's tutorials and menus can be overlooked. That 1% though?
You can be benefit to unlock more actual world technologies by operating the home world simultaneously.
That last sentence makes no sense to me. You can benefit to unlock more actual world technologies by unlocking the home world simultaneously. 99% of these is like, okay, I understand what it's going for. I have no earthly idea what that's trying to say. I'm still not sure what that one means. But yes, the game in its early access state features its own voiced tutorial, and it walks you through a majority of the game's features as you unlock them. I've been around the block with factory builders before, so I wasn't too surprised to see smelters and assemblers and storage buildings pop up in the tech tree, but the game will hold your hand through unlocking and understanding how each one of these is used on your planet-spanning factory. If you're a more experienced player like me, the tutorial contains background information about the game's light story elements and tips and tricks to employ, so there's something in there for everyone. The game is really thoughtfully made. No early access is perfect, but you know when a game manages to stand out among the sea of mediocre Steam reviews. And Dyson Sphere Program has done just that. And I believe much of this is due to how complete the game feels already on day one. Yes, there are improvements and functionality to be added, but DSP has already implemented an incredible number of quality of life features that are often left until the latter end of an early access game's development cycle. There are features in Dyson Sphere Program that we have been requesting of Satisfactory for months, and that just blows my mind. Oh, and have I mentioned the fact that you get to fly around the universe in a freaking Gundam? Crash landings aside, the game just feels great. And even the little things like watching the sun rise and set on your tiny little moon base makes you feel good. Don't worry, there are no enemies or antagonists in the game like those in Factorio, but I can see the potential of adding those as a little extra layer of challenge to what otherwise is a pretty laid-back but expansive experience. Otherwise, I've sat here thinking about what more I want to add to the game, and honestly, outside of multiplayer and modded support, neither of which DSP has announced yet, there isn't much the game really needs. And that's a good thing. Let me know down in the comments what features you would like to see added to the game. All in all, Dyson Sphere Program appears to be a fantastic, well-thought addition to the factory builder genre, and a great game to try if you've enjoyed any of its predecessors. If you're new to the genre, the game's tutorials are an excellent introduction to the elements of factory builder style games, and you'll feel comfortable moving into games like Satisfactory or Factorio if you want to branch out into similar styles. If you found these first impressions helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And if you're still curious about the game, I'm live on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, where you can chat with me and the incredible community we've built around games. Otherwise, I'll catch you on our next video here on YouTube. See you then. Okay, we've got what looks like a bus. Looks a lot like a bus-style base here. I'm really not trying to make it one, but it really looks like one. This is looking really bussy right now. This is looking like more and more like a bus every day. I should extend the belts because it's not a bus. It's a bus. Are you happy? It's a bus. I built a bus. I can't do anything but build buses apparently. They're too good. Busted.